Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are returning back to do some Demi Lovato. And apparently, there was quite a bit of a reception, actually, to when I covered Heart Attack. And I think I took the time to actually re-listen to it just before we began, and on another sort of listen, I can safely say that song, for all intents and purposes, it still has the problems where it goes straight in one ear and then straight out the other. So again, it's sort of, I would listen to it maybe one more time, but I don't think I would be returning to it for any other reason than if it was the final question on a pop quiz, for example. But with all that being said and done, Dancing with the Devil is something that has apparently caught my attention because of this. The video contains depicting addiction, drug use, trauma, and sexual abuse, which may be triggering for some. That's quite a different sort of like disclaimer. Usually they put up a warning sign, which some viewers may find distressful, disturbing. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here and suddenly start telling them exactly what they're going to do. But with that being said, that's finally, this is like really the first time I've ever covered a pop song, at the very least, that really is going to go out of its way, I hope, and talk about something. The only other exception to this is maybe the A-Team. But I actually haven't done a video about the A-Team. But that was also one that was a lot about drug addiction and sexual abuse. For those who needed a reminder. So, let's see exactly if how far we've come. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. Let's begin. Dancing with the Devil in 3, 2, 1, and... Oh, and life support.
Ooh, it's just a little red wine, I'll be fine.
Bruh.
Not like I wanna do this every night. I've been good, don't I deserve it? I think I earned it, feels like it's worth it in my mind. Twisted reality, hopeless insanity. I told you I was okay, but I was lying. I was dancing with the devil, out of control. Almost made it to heaven, it was closer than you know. Playing with the enemy, gambling with my soul. It's so hard to say no when you're dancing with the devil.
Demi Lovato this morning, we're hearing
rushed to the hospital after reportedly suffering a heroin overdose.
surrounded by family and friends.
Oh, so it went harder?
Yeah. It's just a little white line, I'll be fine.
Oh, right.
But soon that little white line is a little glass pie. 10 for a remedy, almost got the best of me. I keep praying it don't reach the end of my
Oh,
life.
God damn it, no.
Time.
Ah.
Twisted reality, hopeless insanity. I told you I was okay, but I was lying. I was dancing with the devil, out of control. Almost made it to heaven, it was closer than you know. Playing with the enemy, finally. But here I am falling down on my knees, praying for better days to come and wash this pain away. Could you please forgive me? Lord, I'm sorry for dancing with the devil. Dancing with the devil, out of control. Almost made it to heaven. It was closer than you know. Lying with the enemy, gambling with my soul. It's so hard to say no when you're dancing with the devil.
Hang on a minute. A true story by Demi Lovato. Yeah, you know what? That's I'll play the rest. I'll play the rest of it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dancing with the Devil by Demi Lovato. God damn it. Okay. To say that I thought that was better than Heart Attack would be a little bit of an understatement at this point. This has been the best song I've covered all year so far. We're only 2 weeks into 23. But yeah, I loved what they were going for in this. And I kept thinking to myself, wasn't there something about Demi Lovato saying that she had gone through a period of addiction before? Because, and I mean this with no disrespect, but the Demi Lovato that I watched back when I was about like 11 or 12, when she was still on Disney Channel, looks way, way different than what she does now. And Miley Cyrus still looks pretty much almost like exactly how she was during the end of Hannah Montana. And Selena Gomez looks basically the same for when Wizards of Waverly was finishing. But Demi Lovato, it really has only gone onto my mind that Demi looks nothing like I remembered her. And I don't know whether that's like, you know what I'm saying? And this is easily the best song that, again, I'll just put it this way. The reason why I personally love all this is that it explains it as it is. It's uncompromising. It's uncensored. I don't think this song was written with the intention of it meant to be played alongside something like Mr. Saxo Beat or something like alongside a really upbeat Taylor Swift song. It's not really that sort of feel. It's a very important story and somebody's own personal trials and tribulations with addictions in order to tell a story. And the story is, well, don't do drugs, kids. Drugs will ruin your life. I'm glad to say, you know what? You may have heard me say before that as I'm approaching nearly 25 years of age, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I'm a vegetarian for the last 2 weeks now. Some people might call that extremely boring, but do you think, what would you prefer, ladies and gentlemen, being boring or being dead? Because you saw the tattoo on Demi's neck saying Survivor, but it is worth noting that not everybody survives addictions or overdosing or you know, being sexually molested or assaulted in their sleep. There's some people do not come back from stuff like that, and that it's an evil, despicable thing to happen, because it destroys your own life for what? And it's again one of those. Personally, I've always sort of had this look on addiction where, if things were going bad for me, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I do have actually a small history of addiction I kind of wanted to share with you guys. It's nothing to do with drugs, it's actually to do with food. And this was when I was a teenager. This is when I was like 13 years old. And I would eat those like all day breakfast sandwiches at Sainsbury's, like once every 5 or so days, then once every 4 days, then once every 3 days, and then once every 2 days. And basically it was almost like I was eating at it every single day. Because certainly during that period where if it was to believe that I went through a growth spurt, then it wasn't particularly very growthy or very spurty enough, because I didn't grow anywhere after I turned 14 years old. That's a true story, ladies and gentlemen. I've been the same height, 5'6", for the last 11 years, basically. And it was like one of those first times in my life, well, the first time during that period where I had control over something. Like, food couldn't slag me off. It couldn't say that, it couldn't bully me. It couldn't disappoint me. It couldn't let me down. It was designed to do one thing and one thing only: to be consumed by something. And I was the consumer, literally. And that's how it was. And I went through this literally for years. I'm not joking, ladies and gentlemen. If things went wrong, I would snack. If things were going right, I felt like I deserved to eat even more, because it felt almost rewarding, almost gratifying. And a lot of people have tried to like play this down, say that I'm just a greedy bastard and all that. But no, that's the sort of excuse that's the sort of thing people say when they actually don't really know, or they wouldn't care to know. It's the arrogant man's response to say stuff like that. And some might say that means almost nothing in comparison to what things like drug abuse and, you know, alcohol addiction people go through and stuff like that. And I was almost about to joke and say that people say that alcohol's a drug. No, it's a drink. No, I'm not even thinking about going down that route, even though I've just kind of said it anyway. It's a route that I personally do not want to go down, and one that I don't really think I could have afforded to do anyway, because trust me, I've got literally the rest of my life to look forward to. And so do you, ladies and gentlemen. You've got so much to do on this earth. But we don't ever really know about how long we really do have. But that's why we got to make the most of it every day. As far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, I have basically two options: work or die. It's either that or nothing at all. And my life is not prepared to be ruined just because I decided I wanted to do a line, or literally do is pull an Amy Winehouse and empty an entire wine store, an entire Oddbins. There's no way I'm even preparing to do that, and yeah, I would advise everybody out there not to either. If for no other reason, then does doing those things actually make your life better? Serious question, and only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm not prepared to, go down that route now or anytime soon. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction video to Dancing with the Devil by Demi Lovato. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, because we want to know what you guys thought of Dancing with the Devil for yourselves. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care and Bye bye for now.